Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a good Monday. If you're not, hopefully I can make it just the littlest bit better by watching something fun and interesting. So, what are we watching today for Retro Monday OVAdrive? Well, I want to start one of the other things that's sitting on my computer and has been on the disk for forever, and I want to delete it eventually, but I also really want to watch it. So, I sort of flip-flop between a couple of options today, but I've decided that what we are going to watch is the first of 3 episodes of Area 88, the OVA. This is a pretty darn well-regarded anime OVA, as well as an adaptation of a very well-regarded manga. It came out in 1985, created by Studio Pierrot, and is an adaptation of the manga that ran from 1979 to 1986, and I straight just forgot the name of the mangaka. I have it up somewhere, hold on. Kaoru Shintani, who worked apparently as an assistant to Leiji Matsumoto, the creator of Captain Harlock and Galaxy Express 999, and somebody who comes up occasionally in Blue Blazes, the live-action show that we watched at one point that was focused around, like, Anno and other creators and stuff. This came out a few years after Dallos, which it turns out was directed also by Hisayuki Toriumi, the director of the Area 88 OVAs, who directed and screenplayed and is the original creator of Dallos, the other thing that I planned on maybe watching today, alongside the much more famous and much better known Mamoru Oshii, who is usually credited as, like, first director on Dallos, at least from what I've seen, which is maybe more of a nature of, like, people know him and so they credit him higher, when in reality it seems like Hisayuki Toriumi was more responsible for that piece of work, which is heralded as, like, one of the first, if not the first, like, standalone Japanese OVA, original video animation, and that's really cool, and credited to large part in large part with, like, starting off the OVA boom and the possibility of putting out media in this way, and that's really cool. But I'm doing an intro for Dallos now, and that's not what I want to watch today. I do have Dallos downloaded, and I do plan to watch it at some point. We'll get there for sure. But for today, I found myself really intrigued by and just vibing with the idea of Area 88. From what I've read and understand about this piece of media, it's heralded by a lot of people who are fans of aviation in sort of the same way that people who are fans of, like, tanks and warfare can be fans of Girls in Panzer, because it does a lot of realistic depictions of aerial combat and planes and mechanics and cool stuff like that, which is neat and cool. I am not an aviation head, nor am I even an engine head. I don't love the internal combustion engine. I know it's important, but I'm not a huge fan. So no, I don't understand all that stuff, and I'm not going to vibe with it on that level. What I am really intrigued by, and I'm really interested in the influence that it might have had after the fact, is what keeps being credited as really serious character development. In more than a couple of places where I've read about this OVA, and I have read up about this OVA, I researched a bunch of old OVAs just to find things to watch for this slot. One of the things that I kept running into was people talking about how serious and sincere and dramatic the character interactions end up being, and how the character writing is the thing that actually stands as the pillar of this show, not the aviation stuff. And it seems like it's got sort of a dual appeal there, where in the same way that Girls in Panzer is appealing both to tank fans and fans of cute girls doing things, whether those things be cute or warfare, I feel like Area 88 is going to appeal to fans of aviation, but also fans of storytelling, and fans of characterization. And just reading through some of the stuff, I feel like there's something here that will move on to inspire some of the other, and I've seen it credited as such, I can't take credit for this idea, but will go on to inspire other more serious, more dramatic shonen, where it's not quite like hard seinen stuff, but it's like shonen that's aimed at younger audiences, but has more intricate character development and more serious characters, as opposed to har har he he punch punch yay yay, which is a new phrase that I just came up with in order to describe most shonen. Har har he he punch punch yay yay. Yeah, no, that seems about right. So I'm interested in this. I'm interested in characters in potentially realistic situations, acting in potentially realistic, if somewhat potentially depressing and sad sorts of ways. And in doing so, in thinking about it that way, immediately there are a couple of other parallels that I kind of see, and we'll have to see once we actually see the show, whether there are any, like, real parallels. One is to Neon Genesis Evangelion, a show with fun fighting stuff and cool mechs and things that's also hyper serious. Also, Gundam, because a show with fun mechs and things that's also about warfare and the people who are stuck in it. You know, there are a lot of shows that do this now, and there weren't as many shows that did this kind of thing when Area 88 was coming out. But I guess, I mean, there were enough. Gundam was in existence, and lots of things were in existence. Still, I think it holds an interesting place, and I'm really interested to see what we can glean from it as viewers coming in from at least for me, the first time watching this. For some of you, I'm sure not the first time watching this, and that will be very helpful. I look forward to looking things up on Sakagaburu at the end of this episode and finding out that G. Kaleitza uploaded all of them like 2 weeks ago, because that keeps happening when I OVAdrive things. I don't know. But this is what I'd like to watch, and I hope you will come along for the ride with me. So, there are 2 versions of this OVA, first off, and I downloaded the SX Sales variant RIP, whatever, off of Nya, SXALES, sales, but with an X in it. Don't ask me why SX Sales is like this. SX Sales does good rips and puts them up, and that's nice. But the rip that I downloaded comes with 2 versions. One of them is the US version, and it has 2 episodes. And one of them is the not US version, and it has 3 episodes. So I had to go and look that shit up. When this was released in the US, they concatenated the episodes. They smushed a bunch of the stuff together, and they took episode 2, the middle episode, and split it up and put some of it in episode 1 and some of it in episode 3. But apparently the runtime is almost identical, and they didn't actually cut any content. So you can watch whichever version you want, and that might be determined by what you can find on streaming services near you. I don't know which version Netflix has. Sorry, I just don't know. Or if even if they have it, I know they did at one point, but I just don't know. On the other hand, I would like to watch the smaller episodes that are more manageable and sizey, and I can watch one and then talk about it, and then watch another, and then talk about it, and then watch another, and then talk about it over the course of multiple weeks. And that sounds really good to me. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to watch episode 1, not episodes 1 and 2, but episode 1 of the Japanese release version, I think, of the Area 88 OVA. We're going to watch it in the native Japanese with the English subtitles. Excuse me. Watch it in the native Japanese with the English subtitles, and hopefully it'll be a darn good time and maybe a sad time. We'll see. I don't know what the drama in this show is going to be like, but I've been told there might be some drama, and I'm honestly kind of excited for it. What else do I want to see? I want to see dope-ass planes, both in terms of mechanical design and accuracy, but also in terms of animation. I want to see some full, like, background animated 3-dimensional plane shots of planes, like, landing or dogfighting or stuff. I want to see echoes of the stuff that we've been seeing in Zeta Gundam, where we see pilots inside their vehicles, and then we get an understanding of where they are in the space of the combat from their location and from how everything looks around them. And I am really intrigued by the character designs that will be coming out in a, like, top-tier manga adaptation animated series from 85. It seems like an interesting concept and an interesting question, like, what are the characters going to look like, and how will they vibe with the backgrounds and atmosphere? Because I have seen this heralding of this thing as like, wow, there's some really mechanically awesome planes, and I'm curious if that sort of detail will extend to the characters or if they will be more anime-y, and if they're more anime-y, how do they vibe with the backgrounds and the settings being as realistic as they are, and does it create any kind of psychological visual clash inside my brain? I don't know. I think those are all my thoughts going in at the moment, and so we should turn our attention to the actual meat of the matter, which is watching the episode itself. So, I have grabbed episode 1, or OVA 1, of Area 88. Again, it's the SXALs version, and that's what I have. It is in 720p's, or I guess it's 720 by 480, so actually it's 480p's. You liars. You liar. Oh no, I guess, never mind, it does say 480p. I just thought it was in 720. Well, anyway, that's as good as we could expect from a piece of media that was released on VHS in the 80s, and so we're fine with that. I've got it up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds. It is 50 minutes and 39 seconds long, and hopefully it'll be really fun. So, there will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture, available in the description as usual, timer up on YouTube, and a beep-beep timer to count you down. Let's get right into it. I hope this is meant to be silent. Yep. There's our sound. Our audio track is in. And I should turn my little heater off because it's already warm. And my computer will take over that job of heating up the room real nicely. Whoa. Is that Tonk? Is Tonk. It's a good looking tank. Holy shit. That's totally different too. These are fully different art styles. What? Both are gorgeous though. That opening shot was gorgeous. And now a fully different style for the background tanks. And another different style for... Oh my god, and here... Wow, that looks fantastic. A boom. Air superiority. Well, we're starting with violence. Oh my god, the planes look awesome. What an opening sequence. I'm not going to know the names of any of these planes. Anti-government artillery? Shin Kazuma. I think that's the main character. I think I've seen that. Yeah, no response on the comms. That sucks. Must be Minovsky particles, dude. Oh, your prey, I see. Wow. That took a few seconds to read. Wow. All right, this is going to be the whole episode. Wow. Wow. What? Wow. I'm not being facetious. There are so many cool shots in the first minute. Wow. Wow. Okay, I know I said I want some cool three-dimensional shots, but I expected like 2 in 50 minutes. I expected like 2. Not like 30 in 30 seconds. It's about what? Are you on commission? What kind of military operation do you run in, dude? Already it's raised so many questions, right? We understand he works for Area 88, or that's where he like lands. That's his headquarters. And he's making money off of it. Yeah. Okay. I know enough to know about that. Oh, wow. I thought this would be good when I started watching it, but I did not expect it to be this good. I actually didn't. I was like, it's from the 80s. It'll be fine. I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum. Dude, the reflection in his mask, that was amazing. A88. Oh, I'm just gonna throw it in. Thank God there's actually 80s music, not fucking honky tonk. Cool fire. That doesn't seem to be looped. Maybe I'm just bad at recognizing it, but I haven't... Oh, okay, there we go. That's an absurd amount of fire to have animated. Okay, there's a loop. Okay. Yeah. It's still like an 8-second run of fire. It's so good. Interesting song. How Far to Paradise? Which, of course, says that we're not there yet. Oh, that's new. Yep. Is that the logo on the plane? I'm going to pull out from it? It's kind of a cool unicorn thing. Of course, the color scheme is evocative of the flame that we just had, that it just morphed into. It's like a Rapidash. Super cool. All right. Finally, we can meet some people, I think. First shot of our main character. Slow reveal. The hair goes poof. You can see the Harlock influence immediately, right? Juxtaposes with the guns. Romanticizing me, huh? Okay. That's really fast. You're Japanese. So are you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Bruh, it's all I do. What's that? Uh-oh. Somebody's not as skilled. Who, Greg? Wow. Wow. These shots are great. These shots are great. Yeah, get the fuck out. Oh, is he laughing? Oh, he's insane. Yeah. No, he's not laughing. Okay, he's freaked out. Good. Still insane. Man is bleeding from his head. Okay, he is laughing. He is insane. Yeah. Yeah. For anticept. For anticept. No. Is there a cost to that? Or was he just calking? Okay, it is. He didn't drink it. I really thought he was gonna chug it. All right. Well, this has happened 1,000 times. He's used to this. You're doing a what? Wow, what a cool shot. Uh-oh. Wow, what a... Oh, man. Oh, my God. Bro. Well, shit. There go a couple $1,000,000. You bought it? What the fuck is this place? Uh-huh, and you hate it because you're a sad boy. So, Shinji, huh? So, Shinji, huh? Man, I know his name is Shin, but Shinji, huh? Hey, get in the plane, dude. Bro, don't be a sad boy. Go get in the plane. Well, if it sucks so much, why are you here? We have to establish that. Why is he here? Is he drafted? This doesn't seem like a straightforward military operation. All right, that cut was hard. Crossing off the days. How far till paradise comes back into my mind. One more day down. Okay. Can you explain, though? Okay, is that drafting or what? Like, what caused this? Because this doesn't seem normal. No, close the pen. Close the pen, it'll dry out. Bro. And you could get some little foods and put them on that unit and have them rotate, and like I guess it's an air conditioner, so it won't work. Oh. Now you're gonna have to clean that up, bro. Oh! Why are you here fighting for these people? And that's totally, like, at odds with hope they keep their hands off my prey. Shades of Gunbuster? Not really, but a little bit. This is past, right? This is the history? Yeah, okay. So we don't know that guy yet. But I'm sure he'll be important. He's our best friend. Is he gonna die? He's gonna die. He's dead. Immediately. Oh, there's a lady. There's a pretty lady. Ah. Ryoko Fine. No, you won't. No, you won't, but I don't know why. Hi. Just look at my lady. Yeah, damn right, dude. I suddenly don't trust this best friend character. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I fucking believe you when you say that, dude. No, I admire your drive too, but I know that if I'm in your way, you'll fuck me up. Some of these camera movements feel unnecessary to me. Are they already drunk? Did they already get drunk? I guess so. Okay. So we went hard, as expected. No. Wow, what a great great bit of hand. Oh my god, he's actually... Did he just sell him? Did you just have him sell himself? So that he can fuck his girlfriend? That is what's going on here, right? This guy's gonna go try to fuck his girlfriend? What? Oh, you want to make a villain, dude? Holy shit. What is this? Is this going to be like men in suits just appear and you whisk him away to an Air Force base and make him be a fighter pilot for the... Legit! This is like sending your kid to military camp. My head hurts. Oh, he just ran out. I'd rather not. I did not. What country? Haha, funny joke. Haha. Gun? Nope, contract. Okay. The Kingdom of Aslan? Buddy. Nothing ridiculous about it. I'm gonna kill you. Gun? There, okay, now we get it. Holy shit. But you have now, and if you leave, you're deserting. Sign this thing. Betrayal sets in. Yep. Really? Really? Bruh. Absolutely, bruh. So this guy's a photographer. Is he in on it? Like, does he know that shit's fucked here? Yeah, nothing at all. Just hate my... Oh, that was a weird flash. Just hate my life and everybody in it. You know. It's called Nikon. Yeah, I know. Hmm. Yeah, but you weren't forced by contract by your supposed best friend so that he could fuck your girlfriend, right? And become the best pilot. That's a thing to say. I mean, it's fine to ask, you just didn't know. Counting the days. This fucking sad boy, he's so sad. He's so sad. Who is this? Thank you for explaining yourself. Got it. Nope. He's fucking fabulous. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The very front lines of hell. Raja? That's fully a royalty thing. What the fuck? When he said warheads, he doesn't mean the candy, does he? So this is like almost like a for-profit military outfit where it forces people to... How does this even fucking work? What a character face. 50 rolls. He just has that shit? Iceman. Never mind. Ah, that'll fuck it all up. He doesn't have buddies. Well, he seems sad and like he doesn't want to be here. Because he's not intentionally one. You gonna tell him about it? So Mickey does. Maybe if they did, they'd figure out that a lot of them have been forced to be here. Sick. Why do you have that? Why does he have that? What's the cost? What? He didn't pay you. This place is fucked. The amount of betrayal that we've already had in the first, like, 15 minutes is fucked. Okay. And another one. Oh. What's up? Interesting musical cue. Okay. Honestly reasonable. So there's an undercurrent of racial tension. That's actually really interesting to have in here. I'm curious as how we'll play it in the future. Well, he's trying to distract himself from how horrifyingly bad his life is. Got it. So it is or he can walk away and die. So he wants to pay out as fast as he can. Man, why do I feel like somebody's gonna try to fuck his day up? And he's out there killing people for money to reach his goal. What a crazy setup. I love it. I think it's great. It's like an artificially generated Catch-22. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that was so good. I was watching the scene, I'm like, I hope they change it. I hope they change it. I hope that boom. Oh. Wow. Just enough to humanize, and then it explodes. This is the best show. I mean, it's not, but this is great. Sad as fuck, bro. Is this, Nippon? Ah, the past. Hello, friendo. Hello. Hello. Hi, girlfriend. Yo, fuck you. Yo, fuck you. No. Well, all right. I guess. Oh, hey. Can carry all yo shit. Booty. No. Damn, girl, you high maintenance. No. Eh? I accidentally asked this man. Hello. Nah, you're just treating me like trash. It's okay. She's so pretty. Oh, we're going Dayton. Wow, what a great roller coaster shot. We're going Dayton, right? Yeah. Dayton, the president's daughter. Let's go, dude. Moving up. He's a pilot, dude. What? Yeah, what? Okay, I guess. Damn, they animated that whole spinny thing. They didn't have to. They could have made it way less complicated. Oh, straight up into the sky. What a great transition. Oh, and we're here. Shit. I think she's your best friend's dear angel now. Oh, shit. The hunter can become the hunted. Wow, dogfights. Wow. Got him. I kill. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Cool thing to say. Ah, depressed boy. So sad. Yeah, we've been in hell this whole time. Uh-huh. He's so animated. That's so cheap. That's so cheap, dude. Bullshit. Got him. Oh. Well, sad mechanic boy Boris. This is my dude. Nah, this is my guy. This is my guy. This is my homie right here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm already in it. Didn't you say so yourself? Maybe he's got some fucking trauma. What a great line. He's scared that he'll never come out of the darkness if he goes into it. That's fucking sick. Boris is a beast. Maybe not in a good way, but like, I like him. Why are we doing this? Are we gonna hard villainize the 3 black guys? Like, so our casualties trade for theirs, yeah. Yep, because you're expendable. Sure. Mercenaries. Well, everybody's going. And everybody's got hodgepodge different planes. What is his plane? I don't know off the top of my head. Something in my brain says Spitfire, but I don't know if that's true. Wow, we got an insert song. Also, this whole sequence is great. Prepping for war. This undercurrent of darkness in all of the happy sequences is amazing. Right, they're all prepping for death and murder. Also, his character design is solidly built for being inside that mask with the hair over one eye and the one eye out. This is the best show. This is amazing. Wow. Scene after scene after scene is really impressive. One after another. And the attention to detail is fantastic. Okay, there he is. Again, the reflection in his eyes is fantastic. Oh. That was an old-ass plane. Yeah. The only thing you're afraid of is kindness. Groovy fucking insert. Alright, the squad is going. No questions, just a launch. The bunny, the flaming unicorn. I think they're gonna have fighters. I think this is gonna be a dangerous fucking mission. It's gonna show us just how dark this gets. I think we're gonna lose a lot of people. No translation. Oh, wow. Going in through these caverns. That's crazy. Okay, here they come. Flares. Prizes. Low altitude. Drop, drop. The multiple layers moving in different directions creates a really cool feeling. Oh, that is low. Minagoroshi. I've never heard that. Massacre. Like Hitogoroshi is killing a person? What? What? Bullshit. That's crazy as an idea, though. Conceptually amazing. Mechanically, not a chance. Pull up. Whoosh. Oh. Oh, he's going through? Bruh. Who's in the second craft? Whoa. Oh, they got the sound right. Boof. And boof, and boof, and boof. Yep. Dark, black, cloudy smoke. Yeah. Yep. Not clear. Not brilliant. Dark, black, cloudy smoke. Fantastic. Stellar. Stellar. What the fuck? Why have I never seen this? Forrest is gonna fucking die, dude. Oh, it's an F8. I missed that. I missed something. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Not a chance. What? Dude, he's talking about himself. Dude, he's talking about himself. Dude, he's gonna die. Or he's gonna desert. That's not what he means. He's losing it. Oh, he's been shot. Yeah. Nope. There he goes. Fuck! Immediately, the only character I've liked. Bruh. Yeah, I understand, dog. Ah, shit. He sees all the ghosts of all the people who've died. Good night, sweet Boris. Well, you're gonna go join them now, buddy. Fuck! Is Sheen going to be unable to turn his lights off from now on? That would be a great carry through. He got out. Oh. So drama. And we're teleported back. All right, we're back. 2 returns. No. And the enemy is unnamed, and the reason for the war is unnamed. Nothing. Fuck this guy. Fuck this place. Oh, hi, Mickey. Is he gonna try to walk? Oh, it's Boris's stuff. Because he has no one. Nope. Hard no. Documenting the death of my friends. Like, fuck off. Yeah. You're just an observer. You don't understand. Oh, there's so much unsaid. Night, Boris. But then, here's the thing. In his own room, will he be able to turn off his lights? Who's that? Is that him? No. Who's that? Don't think we met that character. Yeah, he was just pissed, dude. Don't worry about it. That's Buxy. It's like the dog at the station. What the fuck? That's awesome. Right, nobody talks about it. Or they got betrayed by their fucking friend. Oh, my best friend wanted to fuck my girlfriend, so he sold me. Oh, he's so good at being the saddest boy. He's so good at being the saddest boy. All right, girlfriend. Ryoko stuff. Hi. Wow, her hair got doper. Please, not best friend. Fucker. Shit dog. Bitch nipple. Fuck stick. Bag of dicks. Lying creepy fuck. I pay enough to know that you're a lying creepy fuck. Overstepping, dog. Hey, bro, no smoking inside. Fuck you. Bye. Baller. Excuse me. Fucking baller. Let's go, Ryoko. I'm down. No, fuck you, dude. No, absolutely fuck you. Oh, so no. Such a hard no. I'm so into the drama that's been set up here. Don't buy the Sidewinders. They might be broken. So what's gonna go wrong? So what's gonna go wrong? Right, that's the actual calculus. You have to kill in order to escape. Oh my god, it's so good. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you suck, dude. Whoa. Nah, dude, you're gonna be trapped here forever. They're not gonna let you go. They're not gonna let you go? Are you kidding? Pray. Can you forgive yourself? Uh-oh. Running time. Now you're at the other end of the dogfight, dude. Yeah. He's gonna get shot down. Oh, these scenes are amazing. Yeah, the tables turn so fast. Messiah, dude. Ugh. Ugh. But he'll land. He'll make it. He's just gonna need a new plane. And if it'll come out of his pay. And it's millions. Yeah, same echo of the intro. Wow. Yeah, danger. Mickey's kind of a real one. I don't hate him. I think he's gonna die then. Fuck. Shit, fuck. $1.5 million? That's low. You're fucked, bud. It's got to me. No. I have to murder more people. Oh, it's so drama. The three guys? Yep. Honestly reasonable. They haven't been assholes. They just keep making looks so far. Booty, booty, booty. Oh, sorry. Hmm. No. No, 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 no. Buddy? No, 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 you'll get shot. No, you're gonna get shot, dude. They're gonna come find you and they're gonna shoot you. Is that the end? Capturing these moments. What a transition in the song. Oh, that's solidly Galaxy Express styled, right? Very similar. Okay, this is the end of the ED. There are 3 minutes left. I don't know what they'll consist of. Is this a preview? This might be the intro, actually. Okay. So this will be Act 2. I'm gonna let you do that on your own, Sheen, and I'm gonna stop here. Papow. Okay, so we got to outro and preview. This is a lot of a preview. Oh no, it's not about you're getting married. Oh, he's gonna swing it. Fuckboy McSticks is gonna forcibly marry Ryoko. Dude, it's like fairy tale fantasy romance fucked upness mixed with hardcore war, mixed with deeply well written and like darkly subtly realized characters. Like Boris stands out. Boris is going to be in my brain forever. Just because there's this character who's like this sad older guy with the stash and everything who just walks by and is like, I'm sad and there's nothing I can do about it. And there are all these interesting things as everybody else looks at him and is like, he's got some problems. He's got something's up. And then we fly through hell with him and watch him die and listen to him die and hear him go out. That stands out. Character writing like that is not something you come across every day. It really truly isn't something that you come across every day. It's stellar. It's stellar. And then the thing with with Buxy, that he's got this lasting trauma too, that he keeps going out and just waiting and kicking dust around, right? Waiting for his friends to return, knowing that they never will. It's doing such a good job of demonstrating the actual traumatic stress of current war. It's not post-traumatic stress, it's during traumatic stress. No post here. There's no out. There's no freedom. There's no escape. Brilliant. And then there's this backdrop of betrayal, this huge betrayal from his supposed best friend, who immediately we understand is vying for his girlfriend, but also they were probably in competition to be the best pilot in in that industry, right? And so he gets him out of there with that play. Amazing. Amazing. The character writing is top notch. The visuals and animation are actually bullshit. Actually, genuinely bullshit. It's how? Actually bullshit. Legitimate, full-on BS. Where did the money come from? Because like, we look at the Wings of Honiamis, okay? Look at the Wings of Honiamis. Gainax production, feature film. Lots of planes, lots of flying, lots of space, lots of explosions, lots of things. There are like 6 really solid high-quality sequences. Really solid high-quality sequences in Wings of Honiamis. And then there's a bunch of really good stuff that's just like the world aspects and the backgrounds, the characterization and the character animation, all that stuff. And it's all really good too. But in terms of like top-tier Sakuga, there are like 5 or 6 really good sequences, including the ending sequence, which has a bunch of shots by Anno in it, including the big, like, spinny, brushy truck thing that tries to assassinate him. And that movie was like 1,000,000 times over budget and over time consumption and like all fucked. And then we look at an OVA release, Area 88, and in the first few minutes, it's like a solid 3 minutes of pure Sakuga, and it's gorgeous. And then it's scattered all the way through. All the character animation is amazing. The way the characters look is great. The character designs are stellar. And I talked at the beginning about how are they going to vibe with the backgrounds and the backdrop, and I get no conflict between them, and I don't know how. I do not know how, because they are not hyper-realized, realistic anime character designs. They're manga characters. They look like manga characters, and yet it works. It works really well. I don't know how. But the visual language is extraordinary. And it's a step beyond. It's a step beyond just the animation is good. When we're saying the animation is good or looks cool or whatever, what I mean is that looks like how it might look if a camera was floating in space around a plane as a plane zoomed by. Or that looks how it might look, how I imagine it might look if a plane was actually crashing and there was debris flying off of it and dust and smoke coming off, and the wheel comes down and then the front landing gear shatters and collapses and the whole plane veers forward and it skids along the ground. That's how it would look. But then there's the visual language of it, which is how we frame things, where we put them, how they move through the frame, where the camera moves. And there are some aspects of the camera's motion that I don't love. But in almost every other instance, whether it's a character sequence or an interaction sequence between two characters, like the coffee table scene, the coffee shop sequence with the Ryoko and what's-his-face, or whether it's planes zooming through the skies, or whether it's planes flying and hurtling toward an impossible structure of scaffolding meant to be like a fly swatter, like a net, like mosquito netting to keep them out and to smash them against it. Whatever it is, the visual language like serves in every way to accentuate every piece. I'm in shock. I'm actually in shock. Director Hisayuki Toriumi is standing out to me a lot. Having gone through his mail, and I've never seen anything by this man. Oh man, I want to see things by this man. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Okay, so before, what I normally do is I'll go through the whole episode and I'll skim through it, but there are so many instances of insane Sakuga. I guess let's just go for the first 3 minutes and 40 seconds up to when we start the OP. And I'm just going to go in like 5-second intervals by VLC and move through it until we see interesting things. Oh my god, the tanks. Oh my god, this opening sequence. The first frame transitions us from the darkness looking into the barrel of a tank's main gun. And then the tank starts coming at us and it's moving. But it's not just moving, it's moving and it's shifting up and down vertically and horizontally and toward camera. And I have to close out because VLC will break. That's fine. And we pull out from it and it's like bobbing on the tracks. But every time that it does, as it kicks dust up into its own treads and drops down, all of the three-dimensionality is perfect. All the little bits and pieces of the tank that stick out on the back are suddenly visible because it's not obscuring itself, right? Because it's tilted down. And then they tilt back out of direction. And it's all like matched together. And then there's this three-dimensional like foreshortening on the gun barrel itself. It's so intricate. It's so fucking intricate. It's so goddamn good. And then this goes by, and it's like high quality, painterly, fully different style, details in the metal, distressing on the edges, light flaring off of it, three-dimensional, painted, real. Boom. And then there's another scene that's different in a third style. Boom, as they're all moving together across space. And then this isn't our character. Our character is the one who kills these people. We humanize them. We show that there are people inside these tanks. Blast, blast, boom, boom. Explode. So crucial that that body goes flying. That's a human being who we're killing. All of this is implicit in the first scene. Woof. And we meet our main character in the midst of causing havoc and killing people. And he gets no response. In any case, they'd better keep their hands off of my prey. Immediately, there's a contradiction in this character, which we'll learn later. He's pissed at being here. He doesn't want to be here. But when he's in the heat of combat, he wants to kill. There's a monstrousness to him, and he hasn't reckoned with it. Right? Classic starting point for a character. So here's the like psychological aspect that I'm going to put onto this. And some of this is projection. It always is. Some of this is taking things that I've learned or read or heard or listened to or whatever and applying them to this story. Here's my viewpoint. And this is a revelation that I came to partly because of some particular thinkers and partly because of Devilman Crybaby. And I'm actually going to bring up Devilman Crybaby a couple of times over the course of this. And Devilman itself, at the point of this thing's release, obviously Crybaby didn't exist, but Devilman did. The concept of a best friend who betrays you because it is in their nature to betray is really strong. And that's exactly what goes on here, and it's exactly what happens in Devilman, okay? So here, the setup for both is there is character, and character is generally, like, not a bad person necessarily, but is not capable of monstrousness. What I mean is that the main character is not in tune with their own ability to cause harm, and the ability to grapple with that concept. The ability to recognize that humans as a whole, individually, are capable of being monsters, are capable of being horrible. And so the main character puts their faith into somebody who does not deserve their trust, even if they've acted like they should be deserving of their trust the whole time. In doing so, they are betrayed. And the shock of this betrayal is utterly overwhelming, and they are sent into the deepest, darkest pit of despair in the process. This happens in Devilman, and it happens here. This character has something that they want and tells us exactly what's going to happen, right? The best friend guy tells us exactly what's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm different than you are. If there's any advantage, I will take it. And I don't care if you're in my way. You don't matter to me. And that is one of the hardest things for a good person. Now, good person is a ridiculous term, but for a person who sees themselves as a good person, a nice, friendly, kind person who believes in the goodness in other people and the goodness in themselves and doesn't want to cause pain and suffering to other people, a good person. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But in any case, our good person is betrayed because, I was going to say, it's one of the hardest things to realize as you grow up. And I'd recommend reading some books that I strongly disagree with the concepts in. I want to tell you this because, like, there are some stages of revelation in this process, and the first stage is to recognize that people are capable of being monsters. And I think that a lot of people stop there. They are betrayed, or they are hurt by somebody, or they are abused, or they are raped, or they are attacked, or they are mugged, or their father beats them, or their mother hits them, or their brother or their sister beats the shit out of them, or they get beat the fuck up at school a bunch of times, or they get mocked and cruelly criticized by their peers. Whatever it is, they realize that there are monsters in this world, and they have human faces. They realize that not everybody can be trusted. They realize that monstrousness is possible. And at that particular stage of realizing that the monsters exist, there are a lot of responses that you can have to that. But one of the common ones is to withdraw, right? You realize that there is cruelty, and that's too much for you to bear. It doesn't vibe with it. It doesn't connect with your approach to the world and your beliefs about people. And so you turn off and you go away from all the things in the world. I think this can also happen if you just spend time watching the news. Spend enough time watching the news and you're going to be like, wow, people are murdering each other all the time. Russia's at war with fucking people. Why is power politics a thing? This is not how I was told that people should act, or groups of people should act. There are violent mobs. You start looking back at history and you're like, wow, history is a history of human violence. People have been murdering each other cruelly and brutally for as long as there have been people, and they still do it in the modern era. We fight wars for no reason, and people by the thousands die for those wars for no reason, often, or to line the pockets of, and you can get as cynical as you want with it, right? You can keep going cynically as much as you want with that. And you have that revelation, and you go, fuck this shit, I don't want to know about it. And so you live your quiet little life in your quiet little box and you pretend that everything is fine. But when evil rears its head and actually enters your life, when somebody close to you betrays you, when somebody you thought you trusted attacks you, or again, assaults you physically or sexually, or somebody you don't know mugs you, or you're standing on a street corner in Oakland and a maybe 16-year-old African-American kid walks up to you and holds an object against your stomach and goes, this is a fucking knife. I'm going to kill you. Give me all your cash. That happened to me a few years ago. I didn't have any cash on me, so I just laughed in his face and told him I didn't have any cash. Terrifying experience, but adrenaline makes you do silly things when you're in moments like that. But evil is possible. And I don't think that kid was evil. I think he was just trying to hustle, right? But evil is possible, and when we are faced with it, it can shatter us, it can break us as people, absolutely destroy us as people. But the revelation is that everyone is capable of that evil, is capable of being a monster. And the bigger, stronger, much more important revelation is that you are too. And then, once you realize that you're capable of being a monster, there are a couple things that you can do. One, you can accept that monster, and you can be that monster, and you can become as evil as the thing that caused you your pain and your trauma. And I think this happens a lot, especially in the cases when it happens during childhood, especially in the cases where a kid is abused. That abuse echoes out, and hurt people hurt people. We understand this pretty implicitly a lot, most of the time. But the other thing that you can do is you can start looking into how to weaponize it, how to utilize it. And the path that you take in doing this can be all sorts of things. I think that in the modern era, a lot of people try to turn toward like the alpha PUA type style of people, gurus who tell them that being like harsh and being a certain way toward other people and being manipulative in certain ways is the way to achieve their goals. And so a person who gets manipulated sees that manipulation works and sees that maybe they should be doing that too, and they'll do it and they'll find some success doing so because it does work. People are manipulable. Is it right though? Well, no. And then there are other paths that you can go down. If it's power that is of interest to you, or power that you felt like you didn't have when you were traumatized or attacked or made powerless in some way, then seeking out the ways that power is accumulated and consolidated and safeguarded is a reasonable route. So going and reading a book like the 52 or whatever Rules of Power, this is that book that I was mentioning where I was saying, like, I strongly disagree with some of the principles inherent in it. Let me look it up. Rules of Power. I've brought this up a couple of times. 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, right? Conceal your intentions. Never put too much trust in your friends. Always say less than necessary. Guard your reputation. Create an air of mystery. Get others to do the work for you, but take the credit. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Win through your actions, never through argument. Avoid unhappy people. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Literally thinking of people around you as victims. Weaponizing your own monstrosity, your own ability to manipulate and harm. And if you go in that cynical route with it, you come into a world where you can achieve success. You can do it because these things do work. It's unfortunate, but they do. And that's why I say that I disagree with the principles inherent. The fact is that Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power, is factual. It's factual. And it's the reason that sociopaths and psychopaths can get as far as they can in certain social engagements in certain places, because they can follow these rules. And to some extent, and deep narcissists and others who fall into antisocial or antipersonal or otherwise manipulative personality disorders are effective. They're effective. And they're effective because it works. Should it is irrelevant because it does. And you can go down that cynical route and become the monster. And it's what I think that Nietzsche and many other people who've talked about the idea of monster hunters becoming monsters themselves, someone staring into the abyss and the abyss staring back, becoming the thing that you fight or the thing that you hate. It's why it's such a strong trope, I think, is because it happens. It happens a lot. But there's a place beyond that. And I think that my best, and I think the best, condensation of that place and that way of being is Devilman Crybaby, or is embodied by that show and by the ideas within that show. The fact that it's Yuasa and it's really cool and really good helps a ton. But Devilman Crybaby is very much about one thing. So main character in Devilman Crybaby realizes that his best friend from childhood is literally the devil, probably. I'm going to spoil the whole show, by the way, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's worth watching anyway, just for the music and the way everything looks and the insanity. But I think a lot of people miss the point of Devilman Crybaby, at least as I see it. Because it's a psychological, symbolic narrative. It's not a real narrative. It's a symbolic, psychological narrative. Main character Devilman Crybaby gets hard betrayed by his best friend, and in the course of being betrayed, takes a powerful devil, into himself. Literally, it awakens the monster within him, and for a good portion of the series, he is not in control of that monster. He is not Devil Man, he is just a devil taking over a man. Literally, the trauma imposed on him by the betrayal of his friend causes him to realize that evil is possible, and it awakens the evil within him, granting him simultaneously great power and lack of control. But he cries while he does it. He cries while he takes devilish action. Why? Why? It's so weird, right? But it resonates, right? It's so weird. Why is he a sad boy who has gained strength? Well, it's for the same reason that Shin Kazuma is a sad boy, even though he's a powerful pilot. It's because the strength hurts him. It's because being a monster hurts the human inside. It's because he's not a psychopath. It's because he's not capable of fully committing to being a monster. And that's good. That's the point. That's the whole point. He's not capable of being that monster. He is still a human. And over the course of the entire series, he battles with the monster within him, something that we would call the Jungian shadow. Carl Jung would call the shadow, the dark side of the self, the dark side of the soul, the self that does the things that you don't want to associate yourself with, the self who is capable of looking at somebody who has more than you and going, I'd be willing to kill them to get that. Maybe just as a little tinkle in the back of your brain. But if you could get away with it, maybe you would. Or that self who sees, I think people see this on the internet all the time, right? And this is really strong in like black pill and incel communities. They'll see an attractive woman with a guy who they think is lower status than they are for whatever reason. They have no context on the relationship, no idea he could be the best guy in the world. They don't give a fuck. He's broke or fat or ugly or bald. But the hot girl is with him. Fuck that guy. I should have that. That's that darkness. And if you approach that dark side without without both empathy for the self that feels that way and the ability to understand the other people, without the ability to cry while feeling that way, you are a monster and you have fully associated yourself with that monster. And if you go and you associate with that monster, you will breed your own destruction and your own self-hatred, and it will get real bad real fast for you, man. Real bad. But you might be able to achieve some of the bits of power that you want before it gets real bad real fast. The problem with it is we don't like that sort of a situation, especially if we're social. When people keep taking from other people, when people act like monsters, they get kicked out of social groups. They get people unassociate with them. I use disassociate, which is not the term that I wanted. People remove themselves from them. You can't keep winning that game. You have to let other people win the game. You have to have balance. You have to have give and take. You have to have a fully realized person. So you have to be capable of understanding that other people are capable of monstrosity and guarding yourself against it. And in order to do that, guarding yourself against it, you have to some extent, embrace the monster within you. And that's what Devilman Crybaby does. Embraces the monster so that he can fight monsters. Becomes the devil so that he can fight devils, right? Becomes the warrior so that he can fight warriors. But for Sheen, it's different because he's fighting against nothing, right? That's why we haven't talked about where we're fighting or what we're fighting for. It's way darker and way harder because he doesn't know yet. And that's great. That's fine. It's good. In the Devilman sense, though, it is the eventual acceptance of the darkness and weaponization of that darkness in a way that is in balance with your humanity and your ability to empathize with other living, thinking creatures. If you can cry and be a monster, then you can fight the fights that need to be fought. You can protect the people that need to be protected, and you know which is which. It's everything. It's actually the way toward like not being in constant emotional turmoil, is to accept that you are capable of darkness. And it's the way to respond when the world does something horrifying and traumatic to you. It's to recognize that everybody else is capable of darkness too, and that nature doesn't give a fuck. Okay? Because we like to think of the universe as somehow fair, and it's not. It's almost random. It's perfectly ordered, but also almost completely random. The only thing that's fair or unfair is a human imposition upon nature. Nature itself is brutal, and we are brutal too. But if we look at the world only in terms of fair and unfair, good and not good, good and evil, etc., we come to all the gray areas, and the gray areas fuck with us. We can't handle them because they don't make sense unless you recognize that every person is capable of being an angel and is capable of being a devil, and both sides will kill you. And can kill you and will fuck you up for different reasons. But you will only achieve peace with yourself when you realize that you are capable of monstrous things and you accept them. That you are capable of envy, that you are capable of greed, that you are capable of lust and wrath. And yes, I'm listing the 7 deadly sins. Yes, mostly I know them because of Full Metal Alchemist. Sorry. And pride and all the other things that make humans the worst, right? You're capable of those. You are. You're also capable of killing. You're capable of murder. A lot of people don't think that they are, and they're wrong. And they're scary because they don't think they are capable of it. We like to look at ourselves as being like, oh, I'm a harmless little lamb, right? I'm a harmless person. Not even a chance. Spend 14 days without food, and then put a human being guarding a stockpile of food in between you and the food, and then give you a weapon. How many days will it take you? You're 14 days starving. How many days will it take you before you kill that person to get to the food? You're capable of it. You, person watching this, you could kill. You ever get really mad at somebody and suddenly you get really angry about something that they've done? Maybe to you, maybe to somebody else. Maybe you just watched it, right? Whatever it was. You get really mad about it and you're fuming. And you're steaming about it. You're simmering. And these thoughts bubble into the back of your head. They're like, I could just go into that person's room and just stab him with a knife. Just fucking stab him punch. And the image that pops in your mind is there. It's visceral. You can imagine it. You can see it. You can premeditate it. It's there. And it's there for just a second, and you step back from it and you go, whoa, that was a weird thought. That's not me. I don't think like that. I don't think about murdering people. But you can. And so if you only ever step away from it, if you only ever distance yourself from that side of yourself, then you have no control over it, no familiarity with it. And if in your life you are starving, you're never going to have any of the defenses built up against yourself. Because that side of you is unchecked. That devil, you don't even know that it's there. How could you control it? You don't even know that it's there. So get to know your fucking devils. Get to know them now. It's important. It's important. Learn to control them. Put them on a leash. And then you have power. Then you have strength. And not evil power. The power of Devilman Crybaby. The power to protect. The power to utilize that strength for your own conscious purposes instead of your unconscious desires. Utterly powerful. Obviously, our main character, Shin Kazuma, doesn't have that yet, or didn't at the beginning of the show, because he is meek and straightforward and gets betrayed by somebody who's willing to be darker than he is, and it fucking works. He doesn't see it coming, doesn't expect it one bit, and has zero defenses against it. That's the other thing. If you're aware of your own darkness, and if you're aware of the possibility of everybody else's darkness, you might be a little bit more suspicious of other people. You might think a little bit more before trusting somebody that hard, because people will betray you. Now, will it be as poignant and direct as selling your life to a foreign mercenary company who won't let you leave? Probably not. Will it be something like telling you that, hey man, yeah, no, you totally got that promotion, then going behind your back and telling your boss that you did something that you didn't do and getting their own promotion instead? You wonder why you got passed up and your friend didn't? And then they'll go out to lunch with you and they'll smile and they'll laugh and they'll look you in the eye and you'll know. You'll know. And if you haven't reckoned with the potential for evil in every human being, then it will be unfathomable to you. It will make no sense. You ever have that feeling where you just don't know how somebody could act like that? I think millions of people are going through that right now because they're wondering how a massive nation like Russia could do so. How could this be happening? How could they just be attacking? This is the 21st century. That doesn't happen anymore. If you understand people, it makes a lot of sense. If you understand the expansion of power politics into a more global spectrum or global space, it makes pretty good sense. It's pretty reasonable. Having this idea, having this thought locked in is, I think, the most powerful thing that anybody can do. And I think it's something that every single person needs to do as they hit adolescence to early adulthood. It's a transitional period that we all have to go through. And I think that the longer that you as an individual delay going through this period of acceptance of reckoning with your shadow, and I think most people never do it, the more weak and destructible and worthless you will be. And I'm not trying to say that you're worthless, but I am trying to say that you will be manipulable and other people will hurt you and you will lose. You will fucking lose every time because the world is competitive and you will be going against people who will take any advantage, just like Best Friendo here. Oh, you want that girl? Okay. Get ready for some other guy to try to steal her from you. Oh, you want that guy? Okay. Get ready for some other girl to try to steal him from you, right? They will. oh, you want that job, that promotion? So do 300 other people. And they're all going to lie and cheat and steal to get it. Does that mean that you should lie, cheat, and steal? No, but it means you should be aware of the possibility. And sometimes you do have to. Sometimes you absolutely have to lean into the darkness in order to compete, in order to succeed, in order to even survive. Because this world is harsh. Harsh. Whew. All right. Sorry for the big half an hour aside, but I thought that was so crucial to get out there because it is the core of the betrayal that causes this show to happen, right? That's the inciting incident of the entire show, and now he's in it, and now he's in war. And we see a character who, in any case, they better keep their hands off my prey. I think this character is in the phase that we would call like an unconscious monstrous awakening, something like that. The shadow is present within him and active, especially when he goes out flying. Sort of it's created when he puts the mask on and when he's in the helmet, right? And maybe that's the idea in the like where he throws the helmet away and then the guy holds it up and is like, this will save your life, bro. Maybe that's the idea concept. I don't think so. I don't think it's that straightforwardly symbolic. But when he puts on the mask or becomes the Devil Man or becomes Batman, right? So many characters are this at their core, right? So many. In fact, actually, Batman, great example. Fantastic example. I'm going to spoil the basic Batman mythos, right? Batman's a little kid. He's a little kid boy, Bruce Wayne. He's a little kid. He's going off to the movies with his parents. It goes great. Ah, shit, they got dead even though they gave over their money. It's like there's evil in the world. Oh, God. This traumatizes the Batman. He is sad. He also gets double traumatized because he goes into a bat cave where there are bats and they go, blah, 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 and he goes, ah, and he's a scared boy. And then he gains a bunch of money and like his parents' fortunes and stuff. And so he uses those to influence the world and make the world a better place. And he's trying his best. And he's like making trains and infrastructure and investing in things and going to parties and stuff. But it feels empty, right? It doesn't feel like he's making a change. It doesn't feel like he's capable of doing anything. Because there's a monster within him. And he knows that the only way to achieve real change is to embrace the monster and act monstrously. So he can't do that as himself. He can't do that as billionaire Bruce Wayne. So he puts on the mask, and he learns a bunch of martial arts, and he becomes the Batman, who is capable of enforcing his will through violence. But he has limits. He won't use guns because he doesn't like them. Great. More importantly, though, he's capable of enforcing his will through violence. And then, over the course of the various bits of Batman, whether it's the Killing Joke or a different set of comics, in every case, the core of Bruce Wayne's character is that his identity is split between being Bruce Wayne and being Batman, and the Batman side is winning because it's the devil, it's the darkness within him, and it's stronger. And that his main villain, the Joker, is picture-perfect built to be pure psychotic evil and to draw that villainous side out of him. Because the Joker sees a man who becomes a monster in order to fight monsters, as the Joker one-ups him and becomes a bigger monster to make him more of a monster. And we get this back and forth between the characters in that sense, right? But the core of Batman is, he is a man who was traumatized at a young age, who embraces his trauma to gain power over it, right? At core. Spider-Man. I guess it's a little different, but his uncle gets killed. Trauma. He gains power. He becomes somebody else, and their identities are split and difficult. It's hard to deal with. It fucks with a bunch of his relationships. In fact, it causes a bunch of his relationships to end with the woman dead. It fucks some shit up. Being Spider-Man is not great for Spider-Man. For Peter Parker. Peter Parker. It's not great for him. But he becomes a part of a thing that's scary, spiders, in order to gain power and fight the villains. Perfect. Perfect. Simple. It's why these films work. It's why these stories work. Because at their core, they tell the Jungian narrative, which is slightly different from the Campbellian hero's journey narrative, but it's also exactly the same. Because usually, the awakening of the devilish side coincides with the descent into darkness, and the consolidation of both parts of the person coincide with the resulting upheaval and like return to the light, with darkness in tow as the strength used to create change and to affect the issues, right? How could it be otherwise? It's perfect. It's the psychological narrative of growing up, of becoming a full human being and realizing what you're capable of, good and bad, and being in control of it consciously. And again, that consciousness is the most important thing, because if you're unconscious, you're not in control. Simple, right? In any case, they'd better keep their hands off my prey. We see this in Batman a lot too, right? Where Batman as Batman, and we see it in the Dark Knight series a lot. Nolan did a great job of accentuating these aspects of the character, and each of the villains in the Dark Knight series is perfect for bringing out a different darkness in Batman himself, right? You get, of course, the Joker. You get, of course, the Sandman. You get, of course, the Ra's al Ghul, and of course, the last one, Bane, is perfect for the process because he is the fully embodied monster, right? The fully embodied manipulator, fully capable of manipulating anybody, willing to do so, intelligent, brutal, straightforward, willing to use anything to get hit to his goals, and he wins for the most part because he's capable of doing so, because Batman holds back and Bane doesn't. In the same situations, Joker doesn't hold back. Batman does. Joker wins some, right? He sets up a thing where one person dies or the other person dies, and Batman can't stop himself from going to one of them, and one of them dies, right? And the Joker wins, sort of. It's great. It's great. And creates new villains, right? Two-Face gets produced from that, at least in the Dark Knight series. I know. But, right? And Two-Face is the same concept, except it's worse. He's a good boy. He's a good lawyer. And then trauma happens to him, and he goes off the fucking deep end. No longer is two people in one or anything. Just goes hard devil all the time. Another example of the same process, but being taken in the wrong direction. Okay. This is my favorite conversation that I've had in a while, or discussion. It's not a conversation. You're not talking back to me. But you see where I'm coming from here. I hope. I think it's really cool. And I think that just that as the setup for the story and the setup for the core conflict inside of our main character, amazing. Okay, let's continue through these first few minutes, and then we'll just go to Sakura. I'm sorry. Vroom. Pow. Instant cut. Snap. Landscape movement, so snappy, so speedy, so good looking. Ugh. Blam, 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 blam. Woof. These landscapes, the motion through them, pulling through the fire, bits of stuff going everywhere, these explosions, and the way we dart through. These sequences are utterly stunning. Individually and as a whole. Utterly stunning. And the flow between them is perfect. And the mechanical stuff on the inside of the plane is amazing. And then shots like this that's just straight. They must have actually done an anchored camera and made I don't know. Or like this, where there's fully a realized person there and the shadowing is perfect. And we woof up and over the entire thing. Incredible. All right, I'm going to switch to Sakugaburu, and here's why. It's because VLC keeps breaking on me. Sorry, it just does. So I'm going to go to Sakugaburu, and I'm going to hope that every cut in this entire fucking show is on Sakugaburu. Source, hashtag 01. It's been a minute. Sweet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cuts in the first episode, posted 5 years ago by Malil. And posted 3 years ago by Not Sally. Hey, GK. Hey, GK. I think you got some work to do. Good luck. I believe in you. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Okay, so here's that cut we just looked at. Vroom. Vroom. Zoom. Zoom. Kapoom. Boom. Zip, zip, bang, boom. And then the last one. Not a part of this cut. So actually, Doesn't include what I think is the coolest part, which is that part where we flip up and over the tank. That's fine. Show pa 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 pa. Oh, it's right after. It's in this cut. Amazing. Amazing. And it's fully artist unknown. That's crazy to me. They're all artist unknown. That's crazy to me. GK Lights. This seems important. All right, smoke effects, explodongs. Incredible. Incredible. The way that this track, amazing. Amazing. This is the successful landing. Ding. Ding. No, this is the fail landing. But the early one that's not our main guy. The nose, like, crumples a little bit. The sparks, the smoke, the velocity, the feeling of motion. The way that these chunks get whipped off of it. The slide. These are immaculate as far as I'm concerned. They're immaculate. They're so good. Oh, this is that dogfight sequence. I love this moment because, again, that humanization. There is a human being inside this plane. Boom, he's dead. So powerful. Also, just as a comparison to things like Gundam, we've moved into Zeta Gundam, and the placement of characters and objects within the scenes during combat sequences, during big dogfights, have become a lot more notable and more, like, obvious and more visible, I guess, in Zeta Gundam than they were in S1 Gundam. But none of it is as bombastic and dynamic as this shit. From directly above a plane to an explosion, to the explosion peters out and we watch the plane fly off and scatter into pieces. Insane. This sequence is nuts. Also ridiculous, like the idea that they would have this gigantic metal scaffold to upheave from the ground in order to block low-flying planes. Rad idea. Cool visual. Horrifying concept. Probably not legit. Oh, and there's jet fuel on steel beams. There you go. Like, there's a person in there, and he fucking... Wow. Wow. The visuals, man. Oh my god. Okay, so that's some of the visual power of this thing. Oh yeah, this whole fire animated sequence, nuts. Nuts that they did that. We meet this photographer guy who's on the outskirts of this. Why he's here, I don't know. We meet these other people and are given this impression that it is a chaotic, insane place. And then we meet our sad boy who gets to Amuro Ray go to his room, cross a thing off, and be sad. Everything begs questions of us and then immediately answers them. It's wonderful. It knows exactly what kind of questions we'll have and exactly why we'll get into it. This guy, yikes. Yeah, you've won over the heart of this person, and he gets him drunk, has him sign a contract, gets real sneaky, and if you're gonna desert, you're gonna fucking die. So we talk it out, we meet this guy, all these characters are set up for us, we go out on our different runs, we get some explosions and some folks. We meet these three who stand out immensely. I will mention that the guy in the middle, the shortest of the three, his character design really reminds me of one of the character designs from the Boondocks. And it's just because of the way that they've drawn his face, specifically like his cheekbones and the way that his chin is like sharp. I forget what that character in the Boondocks name is. Huey. Maybe it's not the jaw, it's something else about him. The hair? The expression? It's something like that. It's gotta be the hair. Alright. Still, I don't fully understand what we're doing with these three. Like, it's cool that they're here, but is this gonna be a racism thing? I hope not. It seems like it's already stood out as a racism thing. The way that the pictures are being taken of them, and then they're like, we're not on fucking display, y'all. It's interesting. It's a thing. They are also the most soldierly of anybody here. And so far, while we keep doing like musical cues that make them ominous or scary or maybe like set them against our characters, so far they've been nothing but like professional. And they seem professional, which is really interesting. I don't know. Okay. This main character, or this main guy, I don't even understand what the fuck is going on with his character design. It's some crazy shit, and I don't know what to think about it. Okay. Flying, it's awesome. It's really good. It's really good. It's really fucked up. Sunset is the same crimson as blood. And we flash back to the past. And a chance encounter with a young lady that turns into a deep and lasting romance. Ah, yes. And he is, of course, the president's daughter, so they start dating. The roller coaster ride scenes don't need to be as good as they are. They really don't need to be this fucking good. They're really fucking good. Like, or okay, this actually stands out to me as maybe the most impressive thing in the entire episode. They fully animated this multi-armed like flaily thing with full hydraulics and like mechanical movement, and it's not just spinning, right? Because these things don't just spin. They spin and then the arms lift up and in a pattern, right? So that you go whoa, whoa. And they fucking drew it doing that. It's not on a loop. What the fuck? As far as I can tell, it is not on a loop. They just drew this whole cut. That's nuts. That's nuts. No, at no point in any modern animation would you possibly ever. These dogfights are amazing. They're just amazing. They're actually stunning every single time. The shadow work in the background, the way these characters feel. This guy is archetypal, but I can't put a finger on it, so I'm going to leave it for now. Also, all the conversations about hell and falling into it. Okay, we got to talk about Boris's reveal. From the moment we see him, we like this character, right? He is sad boy. He's the only other human being in this fucking base who gets it. His eyes read deep sadness. His face is weathered. He's older. And he gets in the way of a scam, right? You're haggling for money, but it's life and death for us. And he says, well, you can go to hell. And we know from their previous conversation that he's already there. He says he's afraid that if he goes into the darkness, he'll never come out again. What a fucking line. What a fucking line. Aren't you, Shin? Aren't you afraid of that too? Because you're headed toward the darkness, buddy. Again, this is what this show is about. I think. Ha, well, ha on him. Okay, mission start. You're going. The setup sequence and the insert song is amazing. I'm skipping through a lot of stuff here. All these taking off are amazing. The conversation is great. Boom, bam, boom, bang, boom. Flip, whip, bam. They do the thing. A bunch of stuff explodes. We lose Boris. And they laugh it off. But no, I'm the one who's bleeding. And I'm going to die. No matter how you make friends, one of you is going to die first. That's why I didn't want to make friends with anyone. Okay, what is Boris? I talked about it before. Boris is the withdraw, right? He recognizes the darkness. He sees his friends die, and he chooses not to make more friends. Because some of them are going to die. Because the trauma is too much. Because he's afraid of the dark. Right? And if you're afraid of the dark, you're never going to hunt in darkness. And you're not going to be able to defend yourself when the hunters come for you. Psychologically, symbolically, fear of darkness is fear of becoming more than yourself. Right? Symbolically. And so we lose Boris. We watch a man who we've fought with before die, and our boss tells us, well, so be it. Nothing. So we go to his room, we get pissed at this guy taking pictures because he doesn't understand what we've just come to understand. We turn off the lights and say goodnight. And when we walk outside, we start recognizing that everybody here has that kind of trauma, has that kind of an issue. And here on the other side of the world, the monster tries his best, tries his act on somebody else. And she's a fucking baller. Tells him she doesn't want shit from him. Nah, you ain't buying me coffee. I'll pay for my own fucking drink. My dad's fucking loaded. Get the fuck out of here. And so on his last mission, when he can come home, he runs out of ammunition. And he goes down. And I wonder if there was any betrayal there. I wonder if this guy who said that he put the film out so that somebody would come and buy more film from him, I wonder if he maybe didn't load him up with enough bullets for some reason. If he predicted this coming. Or maybe I'm just being suspicious of everybody because I know they might be monsters. Who knows? In any case, throws his helmet down and walks away. Mr. Kazuma, this thing will protect your life. And it seems so snarky because of the way that they're standing and the way that we framed the whole thing. But it's also just legit. It's like good advice. It's like, hey man, you need the helmet. I don't get it. Guy's got no luck. He walks away and he sets himself. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm deserting. Fuck this place. And that's where we leave off our main character at the end of episode 1. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And a reasonable statement to make. But if you try that, they're going to come after you and they're going to shoot you, dude. They're going to kill you. So what are you going to do? You gotta be a monster. And you gotta be really good at it. What a catch-22. How absolutely fucked is that? What a great story! What a great story, executed amazingly. What a great story on the surface with deep underlying character details and like thematic elements that are powerful and important. Then executed to perfection with good music and amazing visuals to hook you in and get you invested. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. This might be the best thing that I've watched on OVAdrive in months and months and months and months. Maybe. I've watched a lot of things on OVAdrive now. Holy shit. I'm so excited for next week now. I'm so excited for next week. I really, really like this episode. I did not expect to like this much. I did not expect it to be this intricate, this mature, this well-developed, this well-put together, or this detailed. I didn't expect any of this, and I'm ecstatic. This is fantastic, and I'm very, very excited for next time. So, I'm going to leave off there. This was OVA 1 of Area 88, and I can't contain myself. I'm so happy we found a good thing. We found a good thing, and there's more of it. It's not just a one-off. There's more. We found a good one, and I get to watch it next week. Yes. So happy. I am going to wrap there. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video or this discussion, please drop a comment. Tell me what you think about it, or what you thought about the episode, or if you have responses or thoughts on any of the stuff that I've talked about, I'd love to discuss those further. Drop them in the comments, and maybe we'll talk about them next time. If you really want to support the channel, you can head down to the links in the description. One of those is the Patreon. You can throw me money, and if you do that, then I can survive. And me surviving means I can keep making content, which is really nice. I like it, and if you like it, that's the way to make it happen. So I appreciate all of your support, for those of you that already do. And all of your likes and comments and subscriptions help a ton just getting these videos out to other people. So I appreciate those immensely as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this half as much as I have, which means you've enjoyed it a lot. And I really hope to catch you next week for episode 2 of the Area 88 OVA. This seems really exciting. And I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. Thanks so much for watching again. I'll see you next week for more. Peace.